Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal one day, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In this episode, we're going to talk about how you can harness that power within yourself to make other people value you more. You probably think that if other people value you more, then you will get more attention, more respect, maybe even get more money or a better job. This is from one of my favorite Stoics, Epicurus. You know that you're good at this kind of work, but unfortunately another project was just assigned to you and you were excited to start it. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't develop your skills or that you shouldn't try to be the best at what you do. Of course you should. But what matters most is how you choose to use those skills. You could be the world's greatest chef, but if you only cook for yourself once a year, well, that talent isn't doing much good in the world. No one can decide but you how you're valued. You can't control how other people see you. You can't force them to respect you or appreciate you. All you can do is decide who you want to be. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." I know that sounds like a cliche, but think about it. We all tend to think about ourselves in very black and white terms. Either we're good or we're bad. Either we're winners or we're losers. But the truth is that life isn't that simple. There are so many factors that determine whether or not we're happy, whether or not we're successful, whether or not we're valued. Most of it is completely out of our control. So instead of focusing on the things that we can't control, instead of getting angry or resentful or jealous of other people, instead of wasting our energy on the things that don't matter, why not focus on what we can control? Why not focus on being the best possible version of ourselves? Because when we do that, we stop worrying about how other people see us, and we start worrying about how we see ourselves. And that's when we become truly free. What I'm saying is, sure, you need to put your nose to the grindstone and develop your craft. Who do you think is the most valuable person you know? What makes them valuable to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. But you also need to have the courage to showcase your skills, to put yourself out there, and be vulnerable by sharing your gifts with the world. That's what it means to be an artist. That's what it means to be an athlete. And that's what it means to be a human being. Don't waste your talents. Be brave enough to share them with the world. So when your boss asks you to do the first project, you say yes. When it comes to friendship, when it comes to relationships, and even when it comes to your career, what you give is what you'll get back. How many of us look at our friendships and realize that we're not giving enough? How many of us have a family member who needs our help and we keep putting it off? How many of us have a friend who always seems to be there for us, but we rarely ever call them to ask if they need anything? Well, here's the antidote. Start thinking less about what you can get out of your relationships and more about what you can give. The best way to attract the right people into your life is to decide what kind of person you want to be. The Stoics believed that virtue was the highest good, so they tried to be the most virtuous people they could be. They believed that wisdom was the most valuable thing in life, so they spent every day trying to learn something new. They believed that justice was the most important quality, so they made sure to treat everyone fairly and with respect. If you want people who value wisdom, virtue, and justice, then you need to be a person who values those things too. Because what you give is what you'll get back. Seneca wrote, "He who has a superior aims at superiority in his choice of friends." Do you see that? If you want to be valued more, you need to step up and value other people more. But then tell him that you'll need 2 weeks to start because you need to wrap up this other project first. Most likely, he's gonna go ahead and hire someone else to do the first project while you spend those 2 weeks on the one you wanted to work on. But if you immediately told him that you couldn't help out because you had another assignment, he would have known that you were fully committed to that other task and respected you for it. It's a hard thing to hear, but sometimes you need to walk away in order to add value to the things that are most important to you. The person who says no to everything else, who has the courage to pick and choose what they believe in, That's the person that other people will value the most. If you've been following for some time, then you know how much I love this quote. I even got a tattoo of it in Greek. I think it's such a powerful quote because there are so many ways to interpret it. You could say that it means someone who's always available is never really available at all. Or you could say someone who tries to be liked by everyone ends up being liked by no one. Or my favorite way of looking at it, which is if you try to be everything for everyone, you end up being nothing for anyone. This is such an important lesson for anyone who wants to be valued by other people. You cannot be everything to everyone. You have to choose what you stand for and stick to it. And look, none of us want to feel undervalued. But here's the cool thing. When you focus on getting stronger internally, everything else starts to fall into place. So today, I'm going to now show you 3 Stoic strategies to become more valuable so that other people start to see what you actually worth. Let's get started with today's quote. I get it. He who is everywhere is nowhere. For example, let's say there is a new project at work and your boss comes to you to help out. Epictetus wrote, "It's our choices that show what we truly are far more than our abilities." And that leads me to our 3rd strategy, which is to understand that it's not what you take, it's what you give. Here's what I mean. So how can you apply these 3 lessons to your own life? Here's the truth. All right, my friends, now I want to hear from you.